Bye.
Come on, Asia, you on, bro.
Hey guys, so this is the Sisters with Love. This is our first installment of our show. This is basically about a group of beautiful Black trans women who are coming together with different views and different opinions on different topics that we're going to be discussing today. I am the Asia legendary girl, and this is Tabitha above me.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
So I am Tabitha Revlon. I am the New York City overseer. I'm just here. Like, what did you say? Like, I'm just happy to be here. I'm gonna yield it over to our co-host, co-producer, Calypso. What's good?
Hi, my name is Calypso Jate Balmain. I'm the new girl here on the block. I'm so excited to be here to talk to you guys about what we go through in our lives and get different insights and opinions. And I'm going to pass it over to the mother of face.
Mother.
Don't be like that. What's good, y'all? I'm Temperance, Lady T, Chastity Moore, whatever you want to call me. I am one of the founders of the House of Mason Margiela. I'm the Queen Mother. I'm an icon. I'm just, all of the things. I'm here to get it in tonight. What's up, ladies?
What's up? Can we talk, ladies? We got some stuff to talk about, no shade.
But before we talk, let me just say shout out to Tim and Barbara We Care.
Background Tim, some love.
Yes, let's show Tim some love. Tim, thank you for letting us use your platform.
Thank you so much.
We're going to talk more about platforms in the end, but I'm going to give it back to the hostess with the mostest. Come on, Asia, talk your shit.
So, ladies, this came about, everybody that's watching, this came about a couple of years ago. I actually ran into Tabitha at GMC, and I was telling her about a group that I was having at GMC called Sister Circle. A few years later, I did an interview with her on this same platform, and I just fell in love with the idea of bringing a place for trans women on a platform like this, where you guys can see it, you guys can chat, you guys can have a place where y'all can come to, and just have that real conversation with each other, that real honest, that not that political perfect answer, like just that real understanding of what we actually go through as women of color, and different walks of life. So yeah, sisters, can we talk?
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Hey.
I'm gonna hand off to my girl.
So I do want to say, as Asia was saying, like, we prepared this, we talked about this for a long time. And you know what? I almost forgot we did have that conversation that day, and you did have a Sister Circle support group. But we're not here for therapy, y'all. So if y'all here for therapy, y'all must well change the script. This ain't that.
It might be a little therapy. You never know.
Look, here we go, mother mug. But I thought it would be nice to tell you all why we decided to do this, right? For me, it's about dispelling the myths that we can't get along and we can't talk. We know that in our community and in our culture, a lot of people like to put us against one another so we can tear each other down. But I wanted to stand in solidarity with my sisters and show y'all that even through the intergenerational of age, that bracket generations, that we can communicate, that we do share commonalities, that we can have those conversations that you may be having on the phone with your girlfriend or somebody, but we're going to talk like we always talk. So, Asia, you said you had something to unpack. Let me have the girls say why they came here. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Are we going to go around and tell why we did it? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, for me, I thought that it was a no-brainer, especially when it was like intergenerational, like with so many different generations on here. I thought that it was such a dope situation because I realized later on that so many of us have so many similarities in our journey, and we don't realize it because a lot of times we are, we're pit against each other instead of coming together. So I just wanted, like, you know, for the different generations, for the girls to be able to sit down and hear, and people, period, just to get into our lives and what this journey is like and how we feel, what our opinions are on different topics, all the topics. We ain't really trying to be all professional and all that stuff. It's just giving wine down, get you a glass of wine and chill and come chat with us. That's what it's really giving for me.
For me, I want to be the voice for the young people, and not just for a generational purpose, but also for a bi-coastal purpose. Meaning, since you guys are all being over there in New York, me being over in California, I have way different experiences and go through different things that you may, experience in your daily life. So I just want to make sure that every voice is heard, and that we go out there and make a difference in the world. Small, but build it up.
Yeah. So, Tempest, what's up with this first topic? What we talking about? What's about?
So, the first topic is going to be relationships, because I feel like it's very slim pickings when it comes to relationships when you're a trans experience. And so I thought that it would definitely be a hot topic to get on because there's such a broad range with it. So, I don't know if you guys wanted to start, or did you just want me to go into what I feel about it, or how do you want it?
So what you feel about relationship, ladies? Like, how y'all feel about the relationship when it comes to trans?
Like dating and stuff when it comes to us. Like, I'm sure we have so many different opinions because we got married girls, we got the single girl, all that. But
I mean, I feel, coming from my point of view, I feel that, I think that you have to be confident in yourself to go out there to experience, a relationship, a full-fledged relationship. You have to be confident with yourself so you don't let people take advantage of you or take over the fact. Because I feel like a lot of times in our community that we are fetishized and we're used as trophies and kept as secrets from like the world.
Thank you.
So guys, if you ladies can all just share this live real quick, on all your platforms, if you can share it so we
I'm
can
scared to go out. How do I do that? Because I don't.
You don't gotta be scared, Tempest. You just go.
No, I'm saying I'm scared to go out and
look.
and then I be.
Did you have a cookie or something?
I ain't telling you what I had, but I was just saying that I had a little piece, and I got my glass. No, but I'm saying, is there a way that I can share it, or do I have to go out?
So here's what you do. No, you don't have to go out. So go to your Facebook page.
Okay.
You're not gonna go out. Your camera just probably go out. Just go to your Facebook page.
Okay.
And hit share.
Don't be like that.
No, I'm saying no. I'm gonna tag you.
Oh, here we go. Wait, where you at? Okay, did you put it on your page? Let me see.
Yeah, just go to my page and share it, sis.
Okay, don't be like that, sis.
Look. I said, we talking about
everybody just go to Tabitha's page and you can just share from her. That's what I just did.
And so everyone who's watching, please share. Listen, thank you for saying that we're beautiful ladies and all that. But go get some more people so they can hear.
This platform in this space right here is for everyone. Trans, anybody can watch this. It's coming from 4 different girls that are trans, but it's for everyone. May teach you not. You never know.
I even tried to do baby hairs for y'all. I don't even know how to do it, bitch.
I'm trying to hold my head together.
Listen, let's jump back into it, right? Calypso was saying that dating and being fetishized, and we have a question that says, "What's the biggest challenge in a relationship for you?" So we could take that apart a little bit too, right? But this is a conversation that I can share some thought. But most of you already know that, I'm a happily married woman. So I don't do the dating thing, So I'm gonna let y'all chew that up a little bit. Go ahead, sis. What is the most difficult thing for you as it pertains to dating, Tempest?
So the most difficult thing for me is, like she says, I think we're over sexualized. And for me, it's very difficult because I've tried I've tried trans men, I've tried heterosexual men, and it's just difficult because, especially like with heterosexual guys, it really comes down to sexual. Like when you say the trade, like bitch, trade is just so temporary, or or they don't really have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, it's just like always it comes down to sex or something. Or I may be this the bitter bitch who was in sex work and feel like every man is a dog before because like, back in the day I used to do my due deals and like now I feel like because I've seen so many men be so messy and stuff, I'm probably just bitter and maybe I'm the problem. I don't know, but I just think the difficult thing is I just feel like it always boils down to sex with us.
Um, I have to really like for my like I think we a lot of times within our community we don't be honest and we don't take accountability for a lot of things when it comes to relationships. I have noticed that most of us, not all, a lot of us are in the closet, not just trans, because before we started, we was already living as we were in the closet. Most people are still. We go after the DL guys. We go after situations where we know damn well this ain't gonna end well. We met him, or I know for myself, I had met a guy on the street. We just jumped in a relationship, like instantly. Like we don't know each other. I don't know him, and we just in a relationship immediately. And I know from that moment, and I have realized when I got older, what was I doing wrong? Relationships to me is just honest. I was never really open in that way to really open up to a guy because I didn't know myself. And I think a lot of times we don't really take our time with this relationship at a younger age. At a younger
Well, dating for me was just like when I was dating, like it was, I don't know, like it wasn't that difficult. And I know that more often than not, we have these conversations with trade versus dating the Butch Queen. And for those who, like actually likes dating trans men, right? Again, whatever you like, you like. This we're not here to police that. But for me, dating for me, I always found it difficult when I went looking for someone. That's always been my experience because I'm not good at picking guys, so I always pick the wrong dude. And it would end up being toxic because I thought at that time, I thought like having door knockers and being Benji Khan, that was it. I'm gonna need you to yoke me up and make me feel soft. And I thought that that was, a great relationship until after a couple of bumpy eyes and a broken nose and all that stuff, I realized that that's not what it's about, right?
yeah,
So I stopped looking for like relationships. Like if I meet a guy, it was cool, we were talking, we would do our little thing, our ones and twos, and that was it. Because I fall fast and I fall quick. Like my heart opens up. I start having all these feelings for you that you probably didn't even like. Bitch, I was just talking to you. Now I'm calling your phone. I want to know who you talk. I'm that girl.
Yeah, I
You
became the
know,
total opposite.
see, I'm that girl. Like I want to know why you're not texting me, especially if we did something. Oh no, I want to know. You know what I'm saying? So, um, for me, it's different. Like I always let the guys come to me, and we have a question that says, "Has being in a relationship and being a part of ballroom, how does that been hard for you ladies?"
That's another thing. I don't really want to date anybody in the ballroom. So when people come to me in ballroom, it don't really never last. Or it's kind of like, because you never know what they want. You like, or do you want to date me because I'm temperate, or do you really like me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. That's such a hard like situation for me. Even though, and I feel like I am getting karma because I have crossed some butch queens who was really ride or die for me, and they was serious, and I wasn't at the time. Like, it was given. Child, I don't know what you're gonna do. If bitch, you not gonna go. Cause if I find out that you was with this dude, like, cause I seen a lot of girls be getting played. They be with these guys, and he having these other bitch butch queens on the side. You're not gonna do me like that. Now we can take people down together, or we can do whatever. I'm a little more open now. Like, but don't play me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause I be ready to hurt a bitch.
Do y'all think
Fact.
we played a pointing game and not take accountability game because we do exactly what they do. They're
Ooh.
selling, like they're literally going to all dating. That's like if a guy, and that's why I always say this: if you're not my sister, you're not my close friend at all, and I don't know you or your relationship, don't expect me to have loyalty to you for a relationship because I don't expect you to have loyalty for me. I'm gonna date who I want to date. I'm gonna get to know who I want to get to know. As far as ballroom, dating in the ballroom for me is not something what I would want to do because I'm literally going there to just compete. We're all going there to compete. Now, say for instance, I do meet a nice guy, whatever, cool, but I'm not going there with the intent like, oh, I'm looking for love because I know we're all there just to compete. We're not even in our right state of mind right now. I'm a whole nother bitch right now. Like, I'm in that state of mind. I'm acting right now. This is the time. Like this is the start, and you may not even like me right now because I may be acting a little stuff up, maybe acting shady. I may not even speak at that moment because I'm in my feminine mode. So you may be like, she a little bit too much for me. So I don't really go there with the intent of trying to date. And I also just feel like we are sexualized. Our community is sexualized. We have to understand that comes with our community, how it was brought about. Even how everything ran. It was all about going to late at night, suck dick, to do this and do that. Everything how we put ourselves out there, not now because we're older, but when we were younger, even just how I see things. Oh, I'm gonna get fucked by this nigga. I
I
wanna
never sucked dick in the club
like,
though.
it's just well, you know what I'm saying. Not like you outside with your girls, y'all outside in the village, and we just like, did he bad? We not even thinking about, well, I want him to take me on a date. We thinking about, oh, I'm gonna go back to the streets and get crazy with him. You know what I'm saying? Like he look good. I want
We
to.
set them. Sometimes that is definitely true. I've had a guy tell me that, like, I'd be like, nigga, like, all you want to do is sleep with me, blah, blah, blah. He like, that's what you start. That you set this up. Like, this is what you wanted. You would tell me to get out. Afterwards, you only call me when you want to have sex. Now you saying that, like, you set this table, like you prepared it, and I'm just following along. And now you want to flip because we go in and out. You like.
So like for you, like when you are dating, you being from California, you being from that and in that area, how is dating for trans girls from over there?
For me, I've been in
Just from the question,
several
we want to be
several
questions
different.
later after to like towards the end of the show.
So was she? I'm sorry not to cut you off, but Corey, we're going to answer that question. I think that's a great question. We're going to answer it at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, being from California, I've dated several guys, but my thing is I've always been under the idea of only dating heterosexual men who identify as straight. So that can be an issue within itself because just going back to the earlier question, just the problem with society. I'm a very confident person, but I know a lot of people that I may go out on dates with may not be as confident with the idea of going out with a person who is trans, um, or even being seen. And with that, I think it's more. I get both sides. I get the side of society, because society does have a way of beating down people to making people feel like they are less than, and this is wrong, and that like they would say comments behind people's backs. But then at the same time, I know myself, I wouldn't want to be a trophy or a secret to anybody where I'm living my truth. So in California, you kind of get like the it's not more so that I feel like they're not dating you because you are I'm trying to figure best way to put this. For example, when a guy sees you, I don't feel like the first thing a guy sees when they see you is, oh, that's a trans. They see, oh, that's a woman. But when you go into explaining to them that you're trans and you have to explain your experiences, then they start to take out the idea of like, okay, I'm with a woman and like, I'm trying to explore my sexuality without differentiating the idea of sexuality and gender.
But do you find that when you say that you're trans, like it gets kind of disrespectful?
It's no shade. Listen, y'all being political. Here's the
Like
shade.
they
Right?
do. They do you swallow like
Listen,
all
once
that
you
type of
tell them,
Yeah,
nice
because we're
questions
sitting
those
here
come
like,
those
at
kind of
afterwards.
what
questions
point?
get
All
and
them
those kind of
questions come
questions get
afterwards,
asked.
honey.
Right. So here's the thing, right? It's always been for me, like when they start asking them stupid, like those questions, and I don't want to say stupid because everyone has a right to
That's
ask.
stupid.
Like for me, like it all depends on your level of comfortability. Because when I meet you, I don't meet you as an identity. I don't meet you as, hey, my pronouns are she and her. I don't meet you as hi, my name is Tabitha and I'm a trans. I don't meet you as that. I meet you as Tabitha. And if we not having sex and we just talking, I'm not gonna like just disclose that right away. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to think that, maybe you should tell him on the first day, before anything get wrong. But sometimes he just a good conversation. It ain't even gonna go there. So why even waste your time telling him, right? Also, like, soon as you start mentioning that you trans, that conversation go left. They start asking you a top or a bottom. What do you like? And at that point, I'm like, sis, get out my face, because you was a girl from the beginning. Now you asking me if I top. I don't play those games.
I don't.
I
That's
don't
me.
care.
I'm not even telling. I'm not even dating people that don't know who I am. I'm just not. I just can't. For me, I'm just not in that energy of having that conversation. I have been in those conversations, and it just doesn't. Because I look at life totally different, and this is what makes each of us different. Because I don't date homosexual men. I don't like. I'm not.
You like them
Oh,
butch queens?
Saying I'm
You
not.
like them butch queens?
I don't like. I like men. I like men. So for me, I don't like to label them into what they are. Whatever you are, but you're gonna meet me as who I am. And I'm Asia and I am trans. I'm not gonna put that on my shirt because we don't need to have that conversation. Because a lot of times the stigma behind the whole name of transgender means to most people it means sexual because we are publicized as sexual, even down to the medication. So all of these is sexual. Everything is always sexualized. So I always try to not even have those conversations. I just like to date and get to know guys on a whatever. What you doing? That's it.
All
And
right, y'all.
do
Stay
y'all
alive.
Yeah, and I want us to really dig deep into that relationship, guys. Like, honestly, for me, I think why conversate like a lot of guys don't know how to deal with trans people. Like on a realistic level, like they're not even most guys I have seen date girls are mentally fucked up, and most of us need therapy. So a lot of times when we sit here and date these men, we don't even know. Like you, even Tabitha used to say, you was instantly ready to give your love away. Like immediately, you didn't even know this man. You didn't even know if you can protect your heart.
Yeah, like, okay,
yeah.
so
I
what,
was
like,
like
I
that.
fall hard. If I like you and you doing everything, like, and you just, because that 90-day thing, the first 90 days, they everything you want them to be.
Yeah.
They opening the
Yeah,
door,
I
they
can't be that
releasing
vulnerable.
you.
Not even that. It should be
But
2 weeks.
then again, well, listen, I was getting ready to say now in y'all day, it's a little bit shorter. After the first couple of weeks, then you start seeing that he has no motivation. Like I was just
Oh.
talking to somebody the other day about that. Like when you're dating someone, like for me, like it takes a lot for us to be us, right? No matter, like, if I'm paying all this money for my hair and everything, she says, oh well, when we talk like that, they think that we're about money, and I don't like that. I said, well, I think that's good. It saves you a lot of headache, because I had to pay for everything that I have on me, whether I got it through insurance. However, I went through the pain, I healed, I did all of that. If you ain't got nothing to bring to the table, we don't have nothing to talk about. Period. Because at the end of the day, I don't have time to raise nobody else's kids, because I'm raising somebody else's already. I'm not
Okay.
going to meet
Yeah.
no man that's bringing nothing to the table. And if I know my worth and you can't match
It
that,
seems
and
like a
you
lot of
can't meet
girls
me there,
settle.
then maybe we should just be friends, right? And normally when you tell guys that, because there's nothing wrong with being a powerful woman and stating what you need from the gate. It's the other shit for me. Like you're sitting there expecting for him to be a mind reader, and you expected for him to do shit, and then when he don't do it, now you're bringing on all these other feelings. I think that we should normalize being honest from the front, so therefore we can avoid all the mixed up feelings later on.
What you mean?
'Cause I'm not doing it.
What do you mean? I'm being honest in the front. What do you mean?
Like, for example, if you, I said in the beginning, I picked the wrong niggas, okay? So that's a disclaimer. I used to love the corner boy.
You
Like,
still love
what
what?
Like the corner boy, like the dude on the corner slinging with the, that was my thing, because I knew he was out there. But what I wasn't looking at is that he could possibly go to jail. I'm gonna be a prison wife.
See, I looked at.
I didn't
I
think
did look
about
for a
shit
good
like
one.
that. All I thought about is that he had money, right? And I needed that coin, and I was gonna break the block up for him. So I wasn't thinking about all that shit. But as I grew older, I realized that's not what I want. So what I mean by telling them, if I went and I had my face looking like a melon, I had to lay on my stomach for months. I had to do all of this shit to make me me. And you working at McDonald's, son, keep it moving.
See, I think that's we don't be realistic. Like a lot of times, and I'm not trying to say you shouldn't, but
That's
I think
just
a lot
me.
of times, and I'm not, you know, my girl,
What's not realistic?
because like
Get us, sis.
we put ourselves up here when we really down here, and I'm not
No,
saying.
bitch, I'm not gonna
I'm
say
not
I'm
saying,
down there. Speak for yourself, sweetie.
no, but
I'm,
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm
Like a lot of
definitely not
girls
gonna
don't,
say that.
you know, like
That's
how.
a self-esteem issue.
No, it's realistic. If you don't have a table, how are you asking somebody else to bring you?
I definitely got a
No, I'm not
table.
saying
Oh,
I might not got a full laid out table, but
I'm not saying you said. I'm saying just in general, and I'm not saying I'm not even coming for Tabitha. I'm literally just saying in general. A lot of times the girls ask for bag when you can like, but what do you have for yourself? Because he can't.
ooh,
And
stop.
most of
That's
the
all
time, the girls,
talking. Over.
guys that are dating us, we want that guy in our head that our mother may have had, or I know for myself, I wanted a Prince Charming. I wanted a nigga. I wanted to do
God, yeah.
save myself, but I had to realize I gotta save myself, and I'm gonna make what I want for my life. You know, and I had to realize that for myself. But I honestly think a lot of the girls, we put out this, oh, he got to be this, he got to be that, or he got to look like this, or he got to look like that. You don't even bring this to the table. You can't
See,
read a book.
that's the truth.
And
Now
You
that
that's
can't
true.
read a book. How you think about
Listen,
you know, like like, and I'm not saying everyone. I'm just saying just in general.
I'm
A lot
saying
of girls,
in truth, that is the case, right? I know a lot of girls who don't want to do nothing, who are unmotivated in relationships and they're projecting. I mean, a lot of people, not just the girls, some of these butch women, like a lot of people have a thing of projecting something other than what they are, right? And they're putting it out there and they're the girl today, but then they're in like, listen, let's look up under the hood, right? Because I always say the shiny car is fast. But when you look up under the hood, and then you're saying that it needs a carburetor is messed up, all types of shit. So you sitting up here projecting all this shit about what you need for yourself, and you right. If you ain't bringing nothing to the table, how you expect that? Goes back to a story that I said. This young man was telling me how he's tired of dating the thug dudes, and he tired of dudes with their pants sagging. And I'm like, but I'm looking at him telling me this, and he got on sagging jeans and Timberlands. So I'm like, you attract what you are. So if you want different, then you move different. And even if you don't have a table, if I got the legs, at least have some screws. Let's build this shit together. But if we can't even build, what are we doing here?
Well, that I think that was one of the reasons that I wasn't dating too. When I didn't, because a lot of people date other people to complete them. When you should already be complete, and that person should just be like, you know, the cherry on top or whatever. So there was times like, especially like, and some people may not like me after this when I say this, and I don't. I mean, it's your opinion. Like even when I was in the sex world, like and when I was escorting, I didn't want to date nobody because I felt like my man who really loves me ain't gonna want me to do that. Like, so I don't like guys who, I mean, I can't be with a guy who be like, go ahead and do that because no nigga want to share you for real. Like, how y'all loving each other or being in a relationship, but you still doing that. Like, I mean, this is not to come down on the people that are dating and all that stuff. He probably really loves you. A lot of guys told me that that's the case. But for me, it's given if he allows me to share my body with other people and stuff and just be there when I'm coming back with the coin. I don't mean I don't work anymore, but you know, a couple of years ago I did. But I wouldn't date guys during that time because I didn't think it was right. I wasn't bringing nothing, like, you know. So,
And mind you, this is not shaming sex workers because sex work saved my life. So this is not shaming sex workers.
it
What
made me
we're
have a
saying
good
is
life.
she personally wanted a person who she needed a man that's going to take her from that. Because no man will
Right.
share you with someone else.
And
And
I
I
passed
mean,
up
and I
on some
have
of
the
them
same core
dudes.
belief. I mean, I believe that sex workers need relationships too. But I know when I migrated from sex work and getting into a relationship, it was very difficult because I always registered sex for coin, and I was not able to disconnect emotionally. So that's a lot of stuff you have to
But
unlearn when
you
you're
need
getting into
that
a
too.
relationship.
Like I had the ones who was giving. We could just be. Let's just be ready. Get a regular job. Like you know what I'm saying. Like he was willing to stick by, but he did. They didn't want me to do that. But at that time, he was giving. Bitch, I'm in my prime. I'm making my coins. I'll see you later. But I believe now my comment is that the people who really like me, I don't like them. Like, you know, a lot of times
We so on
it
that.
be people who really into me, but I don't, it's something about them that I don't want to pull them along or anything. And I'm very honest and I'm upfront and I tell people this is not gonna work. And it seems like shady, but it's for them because I could play the game for a little bit, but I'm gonna be over it. I'm just not that
Have
type.
you ever
Like
tried
you
to
gonna know.
like him? Have you ever tried to say, you know what? Let me try.
Well, now that I'm older, I have opened my mind more.
Okay.
You know, like I probably would be a little more like certain things to me is not as important. Like before, it was like if you cheat on me, oh my god, like I can't believe you did that. You know, blah blah blah. Now for me, I'm like sex is a nut, and I really just want trust more than that, and I want us to build together. And if we talk about even like you know
Yeah.
having bringing somebody in, maybe I might be open to that now. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because I just think sex is sex. I want your heart and mind and your trust more than anything, so that you feel that you are comfortable enough to talk to me and tell me whatever it is that we need to talk about. I'm more attracted to that and intelligence. Like teach me. I'm always feeding into other people. I need a nigga to feed into me and make me be better than who I am.
Yeah. I think it was time for me to realize that I know what I want out of the relationship. I know what I like my kind. I don't want a guy like have your own table, and I do because I definitely want my table.
Oh,
I definitely want my
see
table.
that? Okay, we know she in a relationship with Barry.
No, but I'm definitely. I just want someone that wants a table for themselves. Like I think a lot of times I have dated guys that didn't even know how to find a table, or they didn't really have a lot going on within themselves because the guys that was in the village that was trying to date the girls openly, and knew who we were. They were had mental issues. They had a lot going on. I always felt like I was trying to save people. I'm like, oh, let me save him. Let me, let
Yeah.
me his heart, and that always put me in bad predicaments, like because I can't save him, I'm trying to save myself, and I'm not his mother. So,
Look
and
who you are.
yeah, so I have dated, the guys I've dated, it wasn't working out back in the day because it was always sexual, and that don't do nothing for me. Like you gotta literally fuck my mind. I need my mind. Like let's fuck each other with our minds. That entertains my energy. Like I want to see, like I want you to want the best for yourself, and that turns me on. Like the fact that you want to make $1 million.
Thank you.
Okay, because that's what I want. Like I want to be rich. So you're not saying that he has to, but I want him to want to get there.
Right.
You know what
Don't
I'm
be limited. And that's what happens with the trade sometimes. Like they
saying?
be limited. Like even if you're selling drugs, like you said and stuff, like it should be a means to an end. Like I'm like, what's your out game? Like you know when I met them type of like what like you, because I'm not the girl to ride for you while you in jail. I'm leaving if you go to
So,
jail. So like have an end game.
so feeding into that, ladies. I know we was talking about this kind of earlier. It kind of almost drifted in there, but I think sex has to do a lot with relationships. Can we talk about that for a second? Sex. I know it's kind of like a lot, but that's a really, really big thing when it comes to dating and being in relationships with trans people. It always, and not even the LGBT, they always look at us as just sex. It always like a fetish or a turn on. Like if we're not doing this, it's like this is given. What are we doing? Like it's nothing to talk about. They're not really taking the girls out on dates like that. And if it is, it's
You have to you
because something sexual. Even gay men, a lot of my
but they treat
yeah,
like women, cis women like that too.
I just want to know something. So with you, Calypso, because you're a baby, like what is the dating thing? Like what is that like for you, like in this newer generation? Because I come from an era where, they took you out, before they got it. They had to do some things before they got some ass. Now it's just like, you got Jack, you got all these other, everything is sexualized in our
Pepper
community.
girl.
and
So
so
my thing is, what?
you think it was
Ain't
before,
that?
like it wasn't sexual before either?
Yes.
Well, I just feel like in this time, most people, I feel like even going back to dating, most people go on like Grinder. I know a lot of girls out here who say like they go on Grinder, Jacked, all the other apps, looking for relationships. And I
Those
always
are not
question
bush
like,
queen sites.
yeah, exactly.
Why do
But
we do that?
it's been accessible
You said,
to.
why do we do that? I thought they said gay male.
No, no, like that's
No,
what I'm
Asia's
saying.
talking about why do we do that? I thought it said gay male. Like I thought it was like
Yes, it's a site for gay men, but now it's been it's been open to
no, bitch, I might try it. Let me know what's up.
it's been open to the community. But if you're going to, I know girls that go in there looking for relationships, and it fails in the return because I say you're on a site for gay men to have sex with other gay. It's a hookup site. I don't think you're about to go in there and go meet anybody off of there and say like, oh, we're gonna be in the longest relationship ever. Because I don't. I also feel like based on comments that I've heard from gay men that they mostly see trans women as like men in wigs or
See,
like,
oh,
and most girl
Well,
that's
what it is, they
it's a
look at us
confidence
for
thing.
men. They look at all us like when it comes to men that's looking for sex from the LGBT. I know men. First, I know a lot. We all say this, ladies. The same nigga that with the same dude that will fuck Tabitha will fuck every single one of us.
Bitch, no the
And
fuck
I
you
was
won't.
sorry. Times our gay brothers and my come on. It's
so
No,
not.
you saying
mine's
that
won't,
Shay
baby.
said the
Mine's
girls
won't.
don't like
Mine's
that
won't.
term, but
I'm
you
not
so
talking
let
about
me
you're married. I'm talking about before this situation. It has
No, I know that. I'm even talking about before that because I was very intentional about who I dated. And like, let me tell you something.
I made it look like a dead
I got
dog.
turned out one time by a little, and believe me, my fellas, like, I ain't got nothing against y'all. There's a couple of butch queens that might could get it. But at the end of the day, like that's one of the main reasons why I didn't do that. I had to date cis men because I was always afraid that because we're so sexual and everything is like a dating app or talking to this one is temporary. Like I don't have no time to lay up with community trait. I don't have no time to lay up
How do
with
you
somebody
know?
that ran. And listen, wait a minute, I'm not finished. I know we all have a past, right? So I'm not disputing that. Everybody got a past, bitch. I was a little scut bucket back in the day before I met my husband. But
a
again,
what?
like I was a little slut bucket.
Oh.
I said it. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's like there was just a certain type of man that I wanted. And I didn't need no man that would run through a bunch of women. So I know for a fact that if I had you, because I'm traditional, it ain't about getting the man, it's how the hell you keep him. And I'm very versed in that. So my man ain't sleeping around with everybody, or he gotta go.
So are we wrong for feeling like so? Okay, because the girls don't like the term trans chaser. What is it?
I mean,
Train
there's no
chaser,
such thing
train
as
chaser, or whatever. Like they don't. A lot of girls don't like that term, but like I mean, from my era, that's what we said. Like if you just try to have every girl, like are we too like? I mean, because guys do this to cis women as well. Like what? Like for me, I feel like a chaser is giving child. You just with everybody, you don't care who it is. She just got hair and it's giving. Okay, bitch, I want to sleep with her because really you looking for the meat. Like you just want somebody with hair and a male bottom part.
That's it.
That's what
But
the chaser is for me. Like when they
Yo,
but
go into what
y'all
who
being
how big are
nice,
you, all that type
sisters.
of stupid shit, then bitch for me, excuse my language, you guys, it's nighttime. Like for me, that's a chaser. You just want hair and me.
I don't believe in such thing as chaser.
Oh,
I
Asia's
think
still
that I
looking
think
for
Yeah,
romance.
that labeling thing we keep doing, like that's why we are where we are. Like men aren't comfortable with doing what they want to do. Like they always feel like there's somebody willing to put them in this lane. Like what if? Because for me, like for my generation, we call trainee chasers guys that dated all of the girls, right? But I had to realize that I'm not an alien. I'm a regular human being. Like he's like literally, even though we're of age, we're older, but mentally we're not because we're literally started our life all over. So this
but
is
you don't have a type. Like usually people have a type. Like
like what what man is going to have a type when he first come into something? He don't even know.
Oh no, baby.
No, girl.
I would say,
Everybody got a type. Go ahead, Calypso. I see your
Y'all
hand.
gotta understand, this is all new to him. He's meeting girls that have dicks. Like, he's not meeting girls with pussies that he already did that about. He's meeting girls that are walking around with, like, no
but
shit.
I think,
Come on.
but I think in that same regard,
You think
like,
you was a freak before, and now you married and calmed down. It's because you had to get that out of you. You actually
Wait, let me hear what Calypso got to say.
but in that same regard, I have to say I do believe in the term trans chaser because, like, out here in LA, we have a lot of trans nights, a lot of T-girl nights where the men come looking for T-girls, and in that same regard, you have the trans women who go to these events knowing exactly what they're going there for. I don't think they know they're going there looking for a relationship. I don't think anybody's going to the club thinking, I'm going to go to the club looking for a relationship with
They going for a cool.
a trans chaser. So, and I guess in the same essence, when you ask about how sex and how we are sexualized in the community, I think it has to play on both parts because so many trans women put themselves out there to be sexualized, which makes it look bad on the community as a whole.
But I don't think nothing can make
I'm
you
so
bad.
glad I don't have to deal with that no more.
I agree, but I don't think nothing can make people look bad. I think people just try to find a reason not to stay in this area. Like, this is they comfortable. So I just rather keep fucking them instead of making a relationship because that's comfortable for me now. You know,
Don't do that because you know me and you was just talking, right?
you
No, we wasn't
But
going. We
in a-
wasn't going. Hold on,
Asia,
we was not going to be political.
But Asia-
Oh yeah, don't make me pull your
oh,
skirt up.
I'm being real.
but in the same sense, Asia, the same things that we go through on a daily basis would be the same thing that a person who seeks to date a trans individual would experience on the same daily basis as well. Correct?
Wait, say that again?
So the same problems that we go through with people going out there calling us a man or saying this and that or whatever about us just living our truth, it's the same people when these men who try to go out there seeking relationships with trans individuals trying to live their truth, they get, bashed for. In the same sense, right?
Yeah.
I think I don't know, like, here's the thing for me, right? It's the whole trans attractive language for me. Like, that whole language alone, just like, it just triggers me, right? Because, like, what's the difference? Like, if you present yourself in your highest form of femininity, then you are who you say you are. And if a guy likes you and then he moves on to your friend, he's just a fucker. He likes to fuck around. He's doing a lot of fuckery. Wait a minute. So when we're labeling these guys who are attracted to women, because that's what you are, right? We need to stop, using this language of tranny chaser. Because at the end of the day, if someone is trans attracted, what the fuck is a trans attract anything?
What is that?
I'm a woman, and
that means you're looking for 9 times out of 10 the male organ and
listen again. But why do you have to label them again? Listen, and to be fair, to be fair, not every trans woman has a penis.
Right.
Again,
but they don't know. But I know a lot of girls that once they did, and the guys thought that they was like, trans and didn't know. They were just assuming, because like most people assume, like the girls are not post-op or whatever. Like they be over it. Like if they thought that they was coming for you because they said they was trans attracted. I know a few girls who said that guys were disappointed because they had a sex change.
Somebody just made somebody in the comments just really, really said something amazing. Corey, you had said that girls go search after those type of guys or another girl's guy. A lot of times that most of the girls are not mentally stable. Let's keep, honestly, not all. I'm not saying that
girls, Asia, that you just said they don't bring them mentally stable. They're not mentally stable.
No. I'm not.
Why is it the girls' fault?
Because that's what I am. I'm only speaking from my experience.
Well, that's your experience because every girl ain't that crazy.
No, exactly. That's why I score people up here from different views. The girls I hang with don't hang with y'all. Like, we don't hang. So it's just like, I'm only speaking from my experience and what I've seen and what I've been around. And most girls are mentally, going through, how I was one of them. And I had to really, I'm in
Well, we're
therapy
not
myself
monolithic.
because
Like,
I have to
it's
make
a
sure
it's a
that
plethora
I'm
of
not
girls.
a lot of girls, they go after these type of guys is because it's comfortable for them. They know already what's coming. He's either going to cheat on me, he's going to do this. I ain't got to really get my heart broken too much, but it is what it is. A lot of girls don't like to step in,
But
no,
you're not saying that's right, right? That's not.
no, oh no. But I'm just
Okay.
saying what is going on. We're just
'Cause
talking about what is going on. We're not
girls-
talking about. We're not. I'm not a therapist, so I can't tell you what's right and what's wrong. I'm just telling you from what I have my experience and what I see. And I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying what I see and what I know and what I picked
Yeah,
up.
well, a
But
lot of us
I,
need to talk to
I,
therapists.
I wouldn't. But I agree with you partially, Asia. But I can't. I wouldn't say that being mentally unstable because I like how you said
I
going
don't,
back to
I don't mean to say. I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep saying mentally unstable.
no.
You're saying that you're going like no, you're not. You're not 100%.
So
There.
basically, you saying she'll settle for just,
I
But
I just feel like, but I
no,
feel
I
like,
mean people do have mental issues, but like,
but I feel like based off the idea of what we just talked about sex, since a lot of girls go after these men, and a lot of girls relate sex to love, that these are the, based off their environment that they grew up in or who they hang around or where they've been, that this is their only connection that they may have to true love because
right,
cisgender heterosexual men aren't going for them. So a
Is that true?
trans chaser is the best way, to get like their fix of love for that short wild
I
dream.
just have a whole
I
problem with the
agree.
word. Like I have a
Yeah, that
whole
probably
problem with
is.
the word.
Can we ban that word on here, lady?
What word?
Queenie Chase.
Because I have a
Well,
problem with
yeah, well, I think, yeah, of course,
Can we
like,
ban
we
that?
don't say that no more and stuff. Like, that word is like, people have been beaten and that word has been, like, I kind of, how, like, black people say nigga and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they take a word and they just put power behind a word that was negative. Like, when honestly and truly, like, when I'm talking to my girls or something like that, I say tranny. And I mean, excuse me to people that are offended by it and stuff like that. I've taken that word and put power to it. Like, it's a key for me. Like, I feel bad for what has happened in the past, but I don't want people to think that that word can do something to me or hurt me in any type of way. Like, bitch, like, okay, you said a word. Like,
that's not my earring.
I 100% agree with Temperance. I do not mind the word tranny, transgender, femme queen. I don't mind. Only thing I
it
don't
sounds
like,
like abbreviation. Like,
yeah, I just don't like Trini Chaser because it's like am not an alien. Like,
All right, y'all, I'm getting in character. I'm putting on my earrings. They say her, she, so don't ask me my pronouns, okay?
who said what you
Mine
put?
says black.
Who asked you
now, ladies, let's get into in the comments. I know you guys have questions in the comments. I hate the N word too. I know
Yeah, I do too, but I have said it a couple of times.
I know you guys have comments or questions that you like to say. We're gonna take two topics from you guys, two questions, and we're answering them. We're going around and answer you guys' questions. If you want to add, you
But so
can
I thought you wanted to get into
what?
Sex.
with some
All right,
guys
Corby, hold
after the
up, hold
girls.
up, wait a
They
minute.
are going after the girls, but
Hold up, Corby, hold up, hold
let's
up.
talk about this part of it. Because
Wait a minute, hold up, because some of the girls are going after the guys too.
You said some of the girls are going after the guys, or he said some of the girls are going after the
He
girls.
said some of the guys are going after the girls, but to be fair, you got some girls like who are going after the guys.
The girls are aggressive. There's some aggressive
So
girls.
are we like my sister Tasha said? Are we calling the girls
I
train
know.
chasers or butch queen chasers? Like
There
why do they
are
have to have
between chasers.
That skin is glowing, sis. No,
They
but
are.
Ooh.
yours is right. Your skin was glowing. You pulled up like it was cute.
Hey, y'all, you said
Yeah.
Some of the girls
don't
are
let me
so
kiss that.
aggressive. I be like, wow. Like, I mean, I guess a closed mouth don't get fed, but girl, I've always, like you said, Tabitha, like I wanted you to chase me. Like I'm to chase me, honey.
I
I'm
like
not
I
doing
live
all
for
that.
that.
to be honest. I like me and my man to chase each other. I'm sorry. I don't like dudes that's like
Once he get me, but like show me that you want me, y'all. Like
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all really know that I was, incarcerated for a very long time, right? Even in there, bitch, I had one man, bitch.
So
And
you
if he
like
even
you
looked at another
relationship
bitch,
type.
if he even looked at another bitch with the tight jeans on in here, bitch,
Boo.
I was,
Boo.
I was
That's
whooping
why
his head.
that's why I try to stay out of relationships because bitch I get real crazy. Like what the fuck was that? What was you looking at?
Cookie and
Like what you talking about? I was tying my shoe. I'm like, no, bitch,
Did
you
you
went
just
down there
call me
because
a
you wanted to
cookie
look at the
monster?
butt.
Cookie Monster and this mug. Okay. Okay.
So we have a question.
This mug.
We
Oh,
have a
we have a
question,
question. We
sister.
have a question,
We
y'all.
have a question, we do.
I'm sorry. We just having a good time. I'm sorry. But we do this on the phone, mind you. So as Corey has a question, as trans women, do we feel respected in the ballroom scene? I would like an honest question answer from each of you.
That's deep. And y'all be honest.
I'm on to keep it
See,
going.
ooh,
Go ahead. It was about to fall from you. Go ahead, sis. Let it out. It was about to come.
y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead, take this, baby.
Tell your story, sis.
Y'all, I think I'm talking too much. I'll go last.
Nah, I'm good. I want one of y'all to go first because you know why? That's a setup question.
It just
Right?
depends.
Go ahead, baby. Let the youth do it. Go ahead.
You know, honestly, coming into the ballroom scene, I've been in like the ballroom scene for about 5 years now, and up until like these past 2 years, I would say kind of no. Um, uh, for example, I walk performance, and I have had butch queens put their hands on me, push me, hit me, pull my hair, kick me, punch me in the mouth, all the on the floor,
Oh
and the
my
people on
God.
the panel just pay it. Like, oh,
Hey,
it wasn't even a thing. Like at that
ball
point,
finish, bitch. Ball is finished.
like and me, I'm not
Attack of the REVs. That's all I can say.
I'm not a confrontational person. Like I understand an accident versus like this is like a consistent thing
I
that
seen that
happens.
one time.
And I've seen this happen with multiple individuals. And so a lot of times on panel, I feel like it's not even a thing about winning money at the time. It's just like, are y'all gonna stop this and somebody gonna speak up about it? Especially like the male figures. The male figures just seem to pay it and be like, oh, you were in the way, or
Times
it was
have
an accident. But I
definitely
was like,
changed.
what? Like that didn't make no sense. That doesn't make no sense to me because I feel like as
Oh, they look
let me start talking. I'm gonna get mad and just start yelling. Like,
Hold up, wait a minute. I don't understand what Tasha mean by that
Tasha
statement.
Also, wait,
But
let's get to the question because we only have 10 more minutes, ladies.
We
So
can
let's
go
I'm
from
gonna say this.
let's
I'm gonna
answer
say
the
this.
question.
I'll take a stab at it.
Go
Right.
ahead. I'll go after you.
I would say this. This could be a tricky question, and I think we should answer honestly, right? Because ballroom is watching, right? Um,
Mhm.
there is in certain spaces, and I remember when I tell you guys how projection is everything, right? I've seen girls get walked out, the whole house moved behind them, and that's for the floor. Once they off the floor and they go home, it's them and probably one or two butch queens, right? So I would say this: choose your circle. I have a brother who supports me and respects me, and that's my brother Rucker. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you see me, you see Rucker. So my thing is, you definitely have to intentionally get those boys around you who do support you. And I remember when my sister Mika came on, and she said, if you are in a house and you do not feel valued and respected as a woman, then you should leave that house. And at first, there were a lot of people that thought that there was something wrong with that. I thought it was actually right. More often than not, we are the staple of keeping things together. We are the glue. We are the one you call in the middle of the night. We are the one to give you your moan shot to tell you about your surge and all of that. And it's fucked up that sometimes, even in your own stable and even in other places, because ballroom is competitive, that you're in competition with some of the same dudes that's in the house that are jealous of your experience as because you living out loud and they can't and they vicariously live through you. So there comes a lot of shade. There's layers to this shit. There is no right or wrong answer about this experience. For me, I'm very selective in the boys I have around me. And you could charge it to the game. I've been incarcerated 14 years. If you ain't for me, you against me, and I don't need you to fuck around me. Period.
Yeah, I think times have changed. I think things are a little different. I remember where they kind of guarded the girls. Like, you know, when the girls came in, it was like always people like somebody around, like they protected her. Like nowadays, I'm seeing boys, Butch Queen drag girls or like people jump girls. They was not doing that shit before. It was not giving that. I know the people that I hung around, it was not giving that. Like if they see you moving a little bit more, like or something, they was there like, what the fuck, what's up? Like, you know, it's very different now. I think the guys like I don't know, the newer generation. I don't know what it is, but I know that males are very easily prone to disrespect the girls now. I don't know if because there's so many girls now, they feel like, you know, we like it's not as special to. I think
Is it
before
really so many girls?
it is a lot of girls. It's like a
Okay.
lot of trans now. You don't think so? You don't think it's be more than it used to be before?
I mean, there's a difference. If
It's
you
a
just
lot.
use two different languages, you said girls and trans. I'm confused.
But it's a lot of people who live in their truth now. I don't know if they was holding back or whatever, but I mean, we like, let's be real. Some people, it's a trend. It's transgender and stuff like, so. There are a lot of people who are just transitioning for whatever reason, but I just think that before they did protect us more, and now it is kind of completely different. But I do make sure that I hang around people who
Because,
respect me, and my
just
Okay,
team
wait.
loves me down. You know what I'm saying? I love them. What's up, Marcella?
what's that? Look,
Okay.
Don't get in trouble on this absence.
What's up? I got
Okay,
the people
so
behind me. They love me. What's up?
being
what's
that
that?
I'm one of the four ladies who are part of. We all are active in the ballroom scene as of today, and it is 2022. I think a lot of times we go into the ballroom scene looking for it to save us and looking for safety. Ballroom is literally just for competition. You are going there for competing. Of course, Beyonce. If you literally go to like Beyonce go to the awards, it's different from somebody named Sweetie going to the awards. They get treated
What is on?
different. Like, of course, Empress, you're going to get walked out like that, but because you have to put in the work. Of course, you got a team behind you. Your house is gonna. They're all going to be back of the runway with you because you deserve that. You have.
Every girl deserves that.
I never said every
Well,
girl.
I mean, you gotta. The girl can't just come out and just be thinking like, "Oh,
Person deserves.
you gotta make a name."
Tempest, like, I don't care what
No,
you
you gotta
say.
make a name. Like we having that
Oh.
same argument right now, like within our house and stuff too. Like, you know, some people feel like everybody should always. I mean, the new houses people are doing that and stuff like that. But like,
Ooh,
No,
some don't call you.
I just feel like it's just we don't really understand what really is ballroom is just about. Ballroom is it's not the gay scene. It's not the LGBT scene.
but it was supposed to be family before Asia. Like, I mean, you make
They
it just
have
all
been
about
that way
competition.
before,
It was when I came in ballroom, they were really like my family, like my
but
house.
Listen,
it's not the same no more. It's 2022. It's a new generation, and we have to understand that. I'm not saying that you can't gain family there, that you can't meet great friends there. Of course, in the world, like God, nobody's bringing home
Oh, my bad.
people on the ballroom scene is not your friend.
oh,
They not 50.
I'm gonna just
You
be
said they
clear, right?
what?
So
Say that
wait a
again.
minute, because I'm gonna take that a little bit personal.
Wait,
No,
what
Because
did you
bitch, we
say?
in ballroom and we sisters.
no, that's not true though. That's really not true. She may not get
It's
you.
it's
Wait,
true.
You
what?
just
Say that again. I missed it.
you just
What?
sat,
Say it again, like,
you gotta understand. You just sat her down just now. She thinks you're not as real as her, so she's on the phone.
oh,
Your friend, no. I'm just giving you an example. You think your friend is gonna sit on the phone reading you? That's not a friend. That's not your family.
Well, ballroom does make you competitive. Now, I have
no
had sisters.
shade,
We have to
no
I have had
shade.
sisters
Wait a minute,
that ballroom put a
sister.
wedge
question if
into
someone's your friend
relationships.
or someone is your freaking sister. You do
No
not.
shade, sister. You right. I digress, sis. You 150%
Oh,
right.
shit.
Because let
No,
me tell
that's
you something. Wait a minute. It's true. Because there's motherfuckers that be right in your motherfucking face that will call the next door and read you fiercely to her and be in your
but
face.
that's not a sister.
That's not your sister. But
Listen,
this is what I'm saying. Listen to me. This is why I say I'm very intentional with who I move with. Because I know when I tell you that I know bitches be talking, I'm not stupid. Everybody is not your sister. You understand? I'm very selective. So when I call you my niece, it's because that's exactly where the fuck you at. You're not my sister. We're not from the same demographic. If I didn't roll with
They
you,
don't even
then
understand
stop
what
giving me
you're
that
doing.
name loosely. I called you my sister because you've earned that. I call Tempest my sister because she's earned that. Calypso's my baby sister because she's earned that. And it didn't mean that we was in there brawling together. It's a mutual respect and understanding on how our womanhood ties us together. Bitch, you my sister. But not everybody is like that. You're
Sure.
absolutely
And
right.
we can all sit on this. We can also hear from them if we want to, but let's keep it real. Even with me being in other houses, I came into the ballroom scene hoping that I was going to find a family, hoping because I didn't have one at home. I came into the scene hoping that this house was going to love and appreciate me immediately, and they didn't because I didn't understand that my friends was the people I met in the village. My girls, my sisters, was the friends that I slept and ate with. Those were my friends. The people that I was in the boardroom scene with, of course they didn't see it for me. I just got in the house. It's a competition. We're here just to compete. That's what it is. I'm not saying that you will not make friends, that you will not meet your friends, your sisters, etc. But all those people are not your friends. Calypso just said she got knocked on the floor. That's her brother. That's her friend.
Well, not them people, but you do
Well,
have
we,
family in the boardroom scene. I'm not gonna say I don't have like sisters and brothers in the boardroom
you
scene.
do
I'm not,
know.
even in
I have
different
brothers and
houses, no
sisters.
matter what, like even in
Tempest,
different
I'm
houses,
telling you,
because
if I'm not your sister, I'm
You
tapping
know
you on
that's
the
it.
shoulder when I
But
come back.
so that is that like I've been saying that for years, like, oh, until we hit the floor. So now you told me that. She said whenever her and Ashley hit the floor, it's given we hate each other. But y'all really didn't like each other on the phone neither. Because I was there. I was on the phone with y'all a couple times. It's like people be on
You're
those
not
are
gonna do
different
that. You're not
relationships.
gonna do that. You're not going. We're not doing it.
Ain't no until you hit the floor. No shade, Letitia. That is, I'm not saying that you like that, but you are from back in the day. You already know the real
Listen, I
shit.
don't know. I'm gonna
I'm
carry
saying
you on
that
the
the
floor, and we could still be sisters after and kiki about it. Like, bitch,
I
I'm gonna get
can.
you.
but
Bitch, you
you
Yeah.
got me. Like, it's not really a big deal. Like for me, I don't really start. I don't
because
start
you
hating
have
on people.
verbatim told me before.
Huh?
Like, you got to be careful into this thing because the girls have every caddy, the girls have every this, they do
But
a
see,
lot.
I'm
They
getting
are,
dispelled that. That's
but
bullshit.
we fall into that. We allow that to happen too
Right.
a lot of
No, I'm
times.
not
Like we
saying that.
allow that to happen.
Just
That's why we're doing this to change that narrative and stuff.
Thank you.
Because
okay.
when you get older, you realize that you have so many more similarities in through this journey than the girls. Like except us being
You grew
apart,
up.
all you have
Yes,
is
Okay.
your sisters
Wait.
a lot of times
you
because
grew
they're the
up.
only ones who
We are
understand you.
mature.
So you
Okay.
have to
But
break out of that mentality thinking that you will never have sisters.
No,
Like in the
no. That's not what I said. I said that everybody that you meet in boardroom is not your
Of
sister.
course not.
Everybody you
Everybody
meet
that
in
you meet
boardroom is
anywhere
not
is
your sister.
not that. Like
That's what y'all
that's
said.
earned. That's an earned position.
Right. Exactly. It's an earned. You not everybody that's in your house. I love the House of West. That's my family. I love them to the core, and they have shown me what a family could be. But I will say that's very here and there. Like you don't get that all the time, and I can say that me and every person in the House of West don't sit on the phone and talk to each other every day. But
Yeah, that's right. It's a lot of people.
I was on the phone with my brother Michael
Exactly.
last night.
So, ladies, so we are wrapping up. I'm so sad to go because we could do this literally all day. Like we
Bitch,
could
I
do
know we
this
about to get on the phone after this and kiki.
we literally could do this all day, but this is our
I
first installment of
feel like
our show for sisters. We will be having it twice a month, not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday next. After that, we will be back with some more hot topics to talk about and just have some fun, some fun time. So definitely look out for us. We definitely love you.
But wait, you just dashed like that. I thought deuces.
I'm like it is like what's
It's
we should
time
we
to
should
hear y'all
sing.
ready to snatch the wigs off.
We should sing goodbye, goodbye.
how that go? I don't
I
know.
gotta just say this: Corby was not playing. Hey, Corby was
Corey, did we get to your questions? Did we get to your questions?
and
Tasha,
Tasha. You know I love you.
Tasha was coming with some shit too. It was Tasha.
Tasha was trying to
It was
smoke the
Tasha and
shit.
Chloe was coming with some shit. I think she said. I think somebody said a good topic for. Yeah, I'm gonna actually write that down. Somebody said a good question. I'm gonna use that as a topic. Yes, we get every other
What,
Wednesday. And yeah,
what was the topic? What was the question?
yeah, said something about non-binary or something or.
Oh, that
Maybe
topic
we
is
got.
so
We
real.
gonna get into some things. We gonna get into some things. We gonna get into some
Oh,
things.
baby, I don't know about all that.
That topic is gonna get real lit up in
But
here.
then I'm gonna put on my hat, and y'all gonna be mad.
We y'all put on your shades. Y'all put on your shades. But thank you
Face
guys
no
for tuning in
case.
today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Anybody want to say any goodbyes? Anything?
We love y'all. Spread the word. You know
Thank
the
you so
thing.
much for joining us. Thank you so
Share
much
this.
for
I hope
tuning
y'all
in.
share this. Tell the girls what you thought you want to see.
And I will be posting our YouTube link on Facebook later today. So you can definitely subscribe to us because if you missed today's live, you can definitely go back and to watch it
On
further.
Ballroom We Care. Before we go, thank you, Tim. Thank you, Ballroom We Care, for always holding space for us to let our hair down. So, Tim, thank you so much. We love you and we
Yes,
appreciate
the only
you.
them.
Thank you
Thank
for all you do. And before I go, y'all, Tim, you want to tell everybody about the Ballroom We Care fundraiser?
Yes, unfortunately, my camera's not working, but
Okay,
we
well,
are having a fundraiser that's happening May the 6th here in New York City at the Judson Memorial. The flyer is circulating. You can find it on my Facebook page, on Barbara We Care's Instagram. There's also an event page that exists out in the stratosphere. It's the first annual fundraiser, and more so than just raising money, it's all about raising awareness.
That's right.
Thank
and
you.
Sister Circle will be in the building. Trust me.
Holding it down. You will be seeing a lot more of us in a lot of things. So look out for the lookout.